everyone, and welcome back to LearnEng. I'm Emma. We're diving into the second part of our series on common English mistakes, and today we are tackling the single most important part of any sentence, the verb. You know, if you get the verb wrong, the whole sentence can just fall apart. So today we're going to fix 5 of the most common verb mistakes that I hear every single day. This is LearnEng. Learn it, feel it, live it.
It's so true, right? Verbs really are the engine of every sentence. Without a good, strong, correct verb, nothing moves. And, the mistakes we make with verbs when we're speaking, they happen so fast and they happen a lot. And honestly, they make a bigger impression than almost any other kind of mistake.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to break down 5 of the most common verb mistakes that I see, even advanced learners making in conversation. And for each one, I'm going to give you a super simple quick fix that you can start using literally today. Let's kick things off with a story that shows just how important this really is. Okay, so this is a true story. A few years ago, I was helping one of my students. She was putting together this really important email for a company she was dreaming of working for. She had worked so hard on it. Her grammar was thoughtful, her vocabulary was great. And then, right before she hit send, she read it out loud to me. She read, "Dear team, I am very excited about the opportunity to join your company. I look forward to hear from you." Did you catch those? Just 2 tiny but really critical verb mistakes. And they were in the 2 most important sentences of the whole email. So what happened? With that first email? Nothing. No response. So we fixed those 2 little verb mistakes. She sent a new corrected version, and she got an interview in 3 days. See? Verb mistakes are not small things. They can cost people real opportunities. But the good news is they are completely fixable, and we're going to start doing that right now.
Okay, so let's make sure these little mistakes don't cost you an opportunity. Here are the 5 most common verb errors we're going to fix today, starting with the most basic one of all.
First up is maybe the most fundamental verb rule in all of English, and believe me, it's one of the easiest to forget when you're speaking quickly. It's all about something called subject-verb agreement. The rule itself is actually super simple. In the present simple tense, whenever your subject is he, she, or it, the verb that follows has to end in an S or ES. So we say I go and they work, but it has to be she goes and he works. So here's the quick fix. You've got to train your brain, make it a habit. Every time you say he, she, or it, your brain should be getting ready to add that S sound to the next verb. Let's even practice it. She works, he lives, it makes, and definitely watch out for those really common irregular ones too. Have becomes has, do becomes does, and go becomes goes. Just memorize those 3 and you'll be ahead of the game. All right, mistake number 2. Oh, this is a classic one. I get this question all the time from my students. Emma, when do I use the ing form of a verb, and when do I use to plus the verb? We're talking about gerunds versus infinitives, and if you get confused by this, trust me, you are not alone. Basically, it comes down to this. Some verbs are just picky. They demand a certain verb form to follow them. So verbs like enjoy, avoid, and finish, they always have to be followed by a gerund, which is just that verb with an ing on the end. But then you have other verbs like want, decide, and hope, and they insist on being followed by an infinitive. That's to plus the simple verb. So what's the quick fix? Please, don't try to memorize a giant list of verbs. That's a nightmare. Instead, just focus on memorizing the 2 most common pairs: enjoy swimming and want to go. Say those out loud every day until they just sound right. And here's a little memory trick for you. Gerunds often follow verbs about feelings or habits, like enjoy or avoid. Infinitives often follow verbs about plans or intentions, like want or decide. Okay, let's talk about mistake number 3, modal verbs. Now, these are those little helper words like will, can, should, must, and would. And the rule they follow is so simple, it actually surprises people when they learn it. All right, here's the rule, and you're going to love this. There are 0 exceptions. After a modal verb, the very next verb is always
Always, always in its base form. No S, no ED, no ING, just the pure, simple verb. The fix is to burn this into your brain. Say it with me. She will go. He can speak. You should try. It's always the base form. Now, remember that email from my student at the beginning? Let's go back to her mistake. This is probably the verb mistake I see the most in professional writing. The phrase is look forward to. Now, that little word to at the end, it is not part of an infinitive. It's actually a preposition. And here's the key rule. Prepositions are always followed by a verb in its ing form. So the fix is to think of phrases like look forward to, committed to, or used to as one solid block. Once you use that block, the verb that comes right after must have an ing on the end. Just think of the to as part of the phrase, not part of the next verb. All right, we're at our final mistake, number 5. And this one is all about those tricky, irregular verbs. You know, English has a ton of verbs that don't play by the normal past tense rules. And it's so easy to mix up the simple past form and the past participle form, especially when you're speaking fast. Here's the rule. The best way to think about this is that every irregular verb has 3 forms, right? 3 columns. The simple past, that's the middle column. It stands all by itself. I went, she saw, he drank. But the past participle, that's the 3rd column. It's different. It always needs a helper verb. Have, has, or had. I have gone. She has seen. He had drunk. You just can't swap them. So the quick fix is actually really simple. Just remember this. If your sentence has have, has, or had in it, you must use the verb from that 3rd column, the past participle. Let's drill that pattern together. I have gone. She has seen. He had drunk. It's always that 3rd form after a have verb. Okay. You ready for a quick challenge? Let's put this into practice. I'm going to show you a sentence with a verb mistake. You've got 4 seconds to spot it and fix it. Ready? Number 1. My sister work in a hospital and she don't finish until midnight. What's the fix? The fix is, my sister works in a hospital and she doesn't finish until midnight. Great. She needs that S. Okay, number 2. I avoid to eat sugar before sleeping. And the correct sentence is, I avoid eating sugar. Avoid is one of those verbs that always needs an ing after it. Number 3, you should listen to your doctor. What do you think? The fix is, you should listen. After a modal verb like should, it's always the base form. And the last one, number 4, I have went to 3 different schools. It should be, I have gone. After have, you need that past participle, the 3rd form. How'd you do? Hey, even if you just got 1 or 2 right, that's fantastic. You're building that awareness, and that's the first step to real fluency. Okay, before we wrap up, there's one last thought I really want you to take with you today. Verbs aren't just a bunch of boring grammar rules you have to memorize. They are the actual heartbeat of every single sentence you speak. When you get your verbs right, your English doesn't just sound more correct. It sounds alive. It has energy. All right, so for your comment homework, I want you to write just 1 sentence in the comments below using any of the 5 verb forms we talked about today correctly. Show me a gerund, an infinitive, a modal, or some good subject-verb agreement. And I promise I read every single one and I will let you know how you did. Thank you so much for being here today. If you found this helpful, it would mean the world if you'd give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss our next episode, where we'll be tackling common noun mistakes. And of course, feel free to share this with anyone else you know who's working on their English. Until then, this is LearnEng. Learn it, feel it, live it. Take care, and I'll see you next time.